Okay, I'm back with my brother Richard Patrick.
Yeah.
He's got better hair than me. Let me ask you a question.
My hair is
Let me ask you
silver
a
as the
question.
driven snow.
Silver as a driven snow. And for years, you've asked me, you've said, I know you dye your hair. And I go, Rich, I don't dye my hair.
Really?
I don't dye my
Well,
hair.
you're 9 years older than me, and your hair is way darker than mine.
I know. It's
no one
weird.
can understand it.
No one can understand
Yeah,
it.
but you do have gray now.
I have gray now on the side.
Now you do.
But the top is not gray.
Yeah, it's not.
starting to
It's
go,
not
but it's
gray.
still brown.
Yeah.
But it's starting.
Yeah.
But it's just difference. We're different. We're different people.
Mom said I was going to be gray by the time I was 30 because I'm premature gray, is what she said. That's
Well,
what
have
Mom
you
said.
seen Mom lately?
Yeah, her hair. Well, she was premature gray too.
Was she really?
Yeah, she dyed her hair for a long time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
Well,
I was punk rock, so I was dyeing my hair for the fun of it because I liked black hair, goth kid.
You had some of the wildest hairdos when you were with Nine Inch Nails.
I did some wild.
You
shit
had
with
like
Nine Inch
dreadlocks,
Nails.
like long dreadlocks. You had a shaved head.
Shaved head.
I like the shaved head period.
Yeah.
You had a shaved head when you started filter.
Well, I might go back to that.
You might.
It might be kind of cool. Might be kind of cool to have a shaved head.
I'm afraid to shave my head. I don't know what's up there. I don't know.
I think it would look good.
I don't know. Who knows? But you know, at least we still have our hair.
Yeah.
We're in. You know, I'm in my 60s now. So, by the way, I'm 66.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
I am 57.
Yeah, I'll be turning 67 in November.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm getting old.
That's wild. Yeah.
But it's all up here. It's all up here. It's all up
you
here.
live such an active life, bro.
I'm
You're
pretty active.
everywhere. You are all over the place. You've driven across the country like 3 times.
Over 10,000 miles this year on my
That's
motorcycle.
Crazy.
I love
But
it.
it's amazing because you
I
really
love it.
truly love America and you see so much of the
Well,
country.
you love America too.
I do too.
I love America. We both share. We have a fondness for the desert.
But we all made,
even though I can't stand the heat.
Yeah,
I can't stand the heat.
But we all made the trek from Cleveland to Los Angeles, and a lot of that was done by car, or bike. For you, it was car and bike.
Motorcycle.
But that first trip, so I drove out all the way to Los Angeles, got a record deal, got manager, got a lawyer, and then I was like, fine, okay, I'm gonna move back to Cleveland to do short bus.
And you did. You recorded it on Detroit Road.
Yeah.
And that house is no longer there anymore.
I know.
You set up your recording studio in 3 levels.
Yeah.
Where was the drums?
The drums were in the basement.
And the middle?
The middle was kind of a lounge area, but there was a monitor. There was some vocal monitors that were in the middle, so I could warm up or sing demos before I went upstairs and recorded them.
In the upstairs.
And
that house is no longer there.
Yeah, the house is gone, sadly.
But Short Bus was your first record was a multi-platinum hit right away. There was some controversy over there. You want to talk about the controversy about Hey Man, Nice Shot? Set the record straight. You don't want to talk about it?
No, I would not mind.
Oh, okay. Because there was let's go back to 1995. So Richie, you don't like me to call you Richie. Richard.
I don't mind Richie.
Okay, well Richard.
I don't mind Richie.
Richard,
my big bro.
Well, Richard had a well, I'll let you tell the story, but the controversy was when you released that record, people thought, because unfortunately Kurt Cobain had committed suicide
right before
it was released, that you had written a song about his suicide, which is impossible, because how would you write a song about his suicide if you've already written it like 2-3 years ahead of time, unless you were clairvoyant. Yeah, you had to be clairvoyant.
So I wrote the song in '91, and Hey Man, Nice Shot was inspired by a totally different thing, but it was inspired by a suicide. And the song came out, and no matter what I said, there were DJs, especially in Seattle, there were DJs saying this song is about Kurt Cobain, and we called them up and said, you're wrong, it's not about Kurt Cobain. And they kept saying, yes, it was. So my record company, because I had told a few people at my record company that it was inspired by the R. Bud Dwyer public suicide, and they leaked it to, I think it was Hits Magazine. And when I was on the phone doing an interview with Hits Magazine, they said, we know it's about R. Bud Dwyer. And I was like, I don't know who told you that, but
so you didn't even
I never wanted to, you know,
you didn't want anybody to publicly know whose suicide you witnessed that inspired the song, but the public witnessed this.
Yeah.
R. Bud Dwyer.
R. Bud Dwyer's suicide.
Suicide. Yeah. He was a Pennsylvania congressman.
He was a state treasurer. And he was, in his mind, falsely accused of embezzling money.
And he brought a bag to a press conference and pulled out a gun, and in front of everybody, shot himself.
Put the gun in his mouth, said, "Stand back, this could hurt somebody," and blew his head off.
I've seen footage of that.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
The survivors of that gentleman and his friends
reached out
to you, and they were pretty outraged at you that you would write a song about that. And you said, hey, I didn't want to identify that it was this incident that inspired that song. I did not write the song per se about Bud, but now I have to defend my position because people are now claiming that you wrote the song about Kurt
Cobain, yeah.
Which is not true either.
Which is not true.
None of it. Well, the thing is the Bud Dwyer, am I saying it right?
R. Bud Dwyer. Yeah.
R. Bud Dwyer did. However, you never wanted anyone to know that it was that incident.
Him because I didn't really. Well, it was. An old friend told me that would be a bad idea if people knew that that's what that was about.
Exactly.
So but I had told people at my record company.
And they leaked it.
And they leaked it, yeah.
And they leaked it. So you didn't want that to ever be discovered. Yeah. And I feel for some of the people that I've seen that have, there's stuff out there on YouTube, which this is on, that people are outraged that you would write a song like that.
Yeah.
And they called you tasteless and all this kind of stuff. And I'm kind of going like, hey, man, that's not fair. Yeah. Because that was a public incident.
He held a press conference and killed himself.
And you decided that you would write a song, but you didn't really want it associated with him. But then you had to pull that out, or the record company did, to defend your position against that you had written a song about Kurt Cobain. Now, I know Dave Grohl.
Yeah. And I've met, this is a huge thing. I met Dave at a music awards show in New York City, and I said, hey, by the way, I'm Richard Patrick from Filter, and I just want to let you know, I did not write Hey Man, Nice Shot about Kurt Cobain. And he said, I knew that because I read your article in Rolling Stone, and I believed you. And I said, I wrote it in 91 when Kurt and you were kicking
at their
ass.
Height. At their height.
They were kicking ass. And so he believed me, and that was really the only people I cared about. Him and Chris and the bass player. And those two were the only two guys I really wanted them to know that, like, this song is not about Kurt Cobain. And they both understood and accepted it and were really sweet about it. And so as soon as they were okay, then I was like, I don't care what people say about the song, because the truth is the truth. And, in my heart, that's where I know
Well, I know it's true. I'm his brother, and I can stand there and testify on his behalf and say the guy, my brother Richard wrote that years before. It was in his mom's basement. Later at the Sharon Tate house when Trent was living there, you guys did a mix on it. And I remember during that time when it got to Demon Knight and Joel Silver and Brian Whitten and all those guys that I knew at the time, Casey Cannon, and they ended up. they were listening to your song, and the song was so powerful. And if for those of you that first heard Filter, the debut record, and first heard that song, you first heard it in the Demon Knight soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got your deal with Warner Brothers.
Well, no, what happened was
the other way.
So Warner Brothers was like, "Hey, we want to start promoting the song, in your band. So there's a soundtrack that's going to be out called Demon Knight." And we were thinking about putting Hey Man, Nice Shot on that, and I said okay. And I was thinking that we were going to have a big release of the single in the fall or the winter of that year of '95. And lo and behold, when they put it on the Demon Knight soundtrack, a DJ in Colorado Springs played Hey Man, Nice Shot at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the phones went crazy. And they started playing Hey Man, Nice Shot and selling Demon Knight soundtrack instead of my short bus, the original. So we had to quickly finish Short Bus. We went up to Detroit, Michigan, and worked with Ben Gross from Farmington Hills. Ben, yeah, where I went to high school. We lived there for a short time together. I was in high school then. Yeah. You were in elementary school. Yeah, I was a little kid. It was like 73 to 75 or something like that. That's so cool. You went up to Farmington Hills. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, and so we released the song on the Demon Knight soundtrack, but it broke open and became a huge hit. So we had to finish Short Bus as soon as we could because, we were missing our opportunity to sell Short Bus with the single Hey Man, Nice Shot on it. So it was kind of crazy because I was like, I hope no one plays it. You know what I mean? Like in my heart, I was like, I hope no one plays it before we get a chance to finish Short Bus. So we finished Short Bus, and that was great because I was excited to get Short Bus done. And then we put a band together really quickly and went out on the road, and the rest is history. Hey Man, Nice Shot was a huge song for us, and that's that. Yeah, it's legend. And that's all I have to say about that.
And that's it. So we're coming up on. So
it's 30 years.
30 years since Hey Man, Nice Shot.
30 years since Short Bus came out.
We've been doing this a long time. I came to Hollywood in 1984.
Yeah.
And you came out a little bit after me and Barbara, and you stayed. Who'd you bring with you?
John Mahoney. John Mahoney.
You guys stayed with. You had already been opening up for bands in Cleveland. You were playing at like 16. You started playing clubs in Cleveland with your band, The Act.
Yeah, The Act,
which was before 9 Inch Nails. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get into some more stories.
That's how I met from The Act. That's how I met Trent Reznor.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. And Trent Reznor, I officially met him at Pie Keyboards and Audio.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And he said to you, "Hey man,"
he said, "What's up?" He goes, my manager was just here, and he said that my little brother had just shown up because we looked exactly alike. We looked like brothers. Trent and I look like brothers.
Yeah, more than you look like my brother.
I think so. A little bit.
People don't think that you're my brother. I have blue eyes.
I know you're totally you won the genetic lottery.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we're coming up on.
I got brown eyes.
You sound like John Malkovich in True West.
Oh, he's amazing.
Oh, he's great.
I actually did a movie for John. I did a music score for John Malkovich's The Chariot.
All right, we're gonna talk. Yeah. We're gonna talk some more. We're gonna end this part.
He said he liked the music. So
of course he did.
Fucking cool.
And Jim Carrey likes your music.
Yeah, Jim Carrey.
Everybody likes your music. Yeah. There was another actress that loves your music, Kate Hudson.
Yeah, she performs Take a Picture
before she goes on stage. We'll talk more.
She performs it on stage.
Oh my, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cut here. Part 3 will be out eventually. Click. What'd you say? Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like not surprise.
Like
subscribe.
And subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like and subscribe is what the kids say on YouTube.
Excellent.